Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because it's Friday, I have free time, hooray! And of course I choose to use that free time to torture myself, because today we're going to be taking a look at JayTech's stream in which he talked about Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC. And something you'll notice throughout the clips we take a look at is JayTech smacks his lips a lot, but I don't actually think that's because of saliva. I think it's residual copium left in his mouth, because the amount of stupidity we are about to lay witness to might actually cause brain damage. I feel like I'm operating one of those carnival rides and it's got the sign that's like not recommended for pregnant women or if you've just had surgery or something like that. You know, those types of things. So I guess I would say this video is not recommended if you'd like to maintain your current intelligence level. So yeah, anyway, with that little disclaimer out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into this.
So that is what I have, right? I have the platinum trophy. I've had it for the last almost 4 years. So the game came out almost 4 years ago, and if you were on PC, you had to wait almost 4 years, right? Three years and a lot of change, right? Over 3.5 years.
Alright, so minus the lip smack, we're starting out fine. He got the platinum trophy back when the game initially came out, and he pointed out that if you're on PC, it's been almost a 4-year wait. Pretty standard, I would say. I mean, especially when you consider God of War and Spider-Man both took 4 years to come over. But don't worry, it's about to get much worse. It's like my amusement park ride analogy earlier. Let's build off of that a bit. This section of the stream is basically if you were going flat on a roller coaster, and then out of nowhere it just dips 90 degrees. It's like the Polar Express. You know the scene I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. So I guess with that being said, brace yourselves.
I am not in favor of any game going to PC, especially single players, because we know they don't make money. People will argue that they do, and I will say, can you show me the proof? Where is Sony being excited about sales of single player games? Where are Sony when it comes to sharing how many copies a game has sold on PC after it's re-released on PC?
Oh, trust me, Jay, we know your stance on PlayStation games going to PC. We know you are highly against it. You don't need to clarify that at all. Although, I will say you are right about one thing. I can't find anything from Sony specifically where they came out and were like, this is how much we've sold on PC. But because of that leak that happened in December, we do know how many copies the games have sold on PC. And honestly, for 4-year-old games, the sales numbers look pretty solid. Obviously, I can't show it, but I can talk about it. God of War sold over 2.5 million units. Spider-Man hit 1.3 million. Horizon Zero Dawn is still on top with 3.3 million. And then, of course, you've got some games that didn't sell well, like Sackboy, obviously, that sold less than 100,000 units. But just because a company doesn't come out and announce the sales numbers doesn't mean the games are doing poorly. And my counter argument to you is this. So you say, oh, well, where's Sony being all excited about the sales numbers? Well, if the ports aren't doing well and they're not making good sales, then why do they keep making ports for PC? If the ports are truly doing so poorly, why did they acquire an entire studio, that being Nix's, with the sole intent of using them to port games to PC? There's far more evidence that suggests that Sony is happy with PC ports rather than unhappy. And on top of that, you say, oh, where's the proof? Where's Sony being excited? Where's them being disappointed? Like, I'm just reversing the logic on you for a second here. Can you show me a single article where they're like, oh, we're so disappointed with PC? Didn't think so. So until we have an official statement, I think it's safe to say, given that they're still doing PC ports, that the ports are doing well.
Where are the developers that are happy with the sales numbers? No one's talking about or congratulating someone for doing good over there. They're only doing, hey, it's good that the game is on another platform.
God of War set a record. It got ripped 10 million times in 24 hours.
Exactly. They're not going to buy these games.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Are we not buying the games, Jay? Because last I checked, I have God of War and Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn all in my Steam library. And yes, I bought them. And I might get Helldivers 2 eventually. We shall see. Oh, and I forgot, I also have Spider-Man Miles Morales. And all of those games, except for Zero Dawn, I paid full price for. And according to those leaks from December, millions of other people did as well. And then in the case of Miles Morales, it was like 500,000 other people did. And again, at the beginning of the clip, he says, oh, where are the developers? Nobody's come out and said they're happy with the sales numbers. That doesn't automatically prove your point because the devs, again, have not come out and said, oh, we're so disappointed. But the fact that the devs have gone on record in the past saying they want their games to go to PC, and again, the fact that they keep putting them there is pretty good evidence to suggest they're happy with it. Point is, PC gamers, including myself, have been buying PlayStation games, and we will continue to, especially with Ghost of Tsushima. You know, I'm not an economics expert or whatever, but I predict Ghost of Tsushima is gonna do very well on PC.
The PC fanboys, the PC port begging trolls, they want to be a part of the console war, but this is a console and that's a PC. So I don't understand why they want to talk to us. I don't know why they want to be in this console war, but they do. And this is one of the reasons how they got...
They don't have no friends. Have you met some of these guys?
Yeah, this is the reason why they got into it. They're like, oh, well, we beg for the games that made you popular. Maybe you'll talk to us.
There's actually no way Jay is saying that PC gamers are getting involved in the console war to be noticed by PlayStation fanboys. Dude, are you kidding me right now? I don't even know what to say at this point. We're what, 6 minutes into this video and I'm at a loss for words? Trust me when I say, as somebody who wants PlayStation games on PC, I don't do it to get noticed by you guys. I want the games on PC so I can play them on my PC. And it makes for some pretty decent YouTube content as well. And like Jay's friend said in the background, I can confirm, as a PC gamer, I have absolutely no friends. You know, I definitely won't be heading to a club meeting in an hour where I will meet up with my friends and we will play games together, as opposed to what you guys are doing, which is talking on YouTube for several hours a day about a console war.
And if those games are on our platform, you'll be forced to talk to us. No, we don't have to talk to you. We don't have to fuck with you. There are some really good PC dudes, right? And there's some really annoying ones that I can't stand. And the annoying ones were the ones that were doing the port begging. The other ones don't even know some of these games exist.
Okay, I see how it is. So, if you're begging for a game to come to PC, then you're annoying and you're a troll. And you can't stand those people. But if it's just a person who plays on PC who doesn't want PlayStation games to come over, then you're okay with them. I see how it is. Although, I guess I kind of mimic your sentiment about PC in a way, but with PlayStation. You know, there's a lot of people, the overwhelming majority of people on PlayStation that I think are cool. But there's that small subset of people like you, aka the ponies, that I really just can't stand, honestly. So, I suppose the feeling is mutual. And I love how he says, oh no, we don't have to talk with you, as he's talking to us right now. And you spend a lot of time on your streams talking to PC guys. Anybody else find that the slightest bit ironic? Whatever. Point is, you're a cool PC gamer if you don't want PlayStation games to go to PC. But if you do, you're annoying and JayTech cannot stand you.
So, with that being said, I'm against it. I don't like it. It's not profitable. It's not helping. We just had, what, 900 people got laid off from Sony? You know, and then out of those 900 people, how many people's jobs was saved because games were going to PC? I was told that games going to PC would help Sony. It would make a lot of return on investment.
I mean, yes, that is the purpose of Sony porting their games to PC, is to make a return on investment and to make more money. But are we serious? So now we're blaming PC ports for people getting fired. You are literally using people getting fired to console war. Are you kidding me right now? Sure, let's not blame Sony losing $10 billion because they overprojected their PS5 sales. Let's not blame the fact that maybe a game like Spider-Man 2 didn't sell well enough to make a return. Let's blame PC ports. Yeah, sure, let's blame PC ports for people losing their jobs, even though the most recent Sony PC port was July, which, you know, was Ratchet & Clank, and the layoffs just happened now. If the PC ports were doing so poorly that people were losing their jobs because of them, don't you think people would have lost their jobs, like, soon after the ports for those games came out? And let's go a bit further with this argument. You guys always tout about how, oh, PC gamers just pirate, you know, PlayStation gamers, they support the devs, they buy games day one. If the thin barrier between between somebody keeping their job or losing their job is a PC port of a game, something tells me the original game didn't do quite as well as you might imagine. But sure, let's blame the PC ports of 3 or 4-year-old games, which were done by a different studio for the layoffs at the studios where the games originally came from. It surely couldn't possibly be anything else. Like, dude, are you listening to yourself right now? Because I just want to make sure I've got this right. The layoffs at Insomniac happened because 2 games of theirs that were ported by a different developer didn't sell well, even though they did sell well, and the leaks from December prove it. I think my brain melted just saying all of that. There you go, guys. PC gamers are responsible for the layoffs at Sony. Why? Because PC port's bad.
But the return on investment, if it was made at all, did not save people from getting laid off. So no, please, if you are all 4 games going to PC, you have to answer my question. Why weren't jobs saved? Because games that used to be on PlayStation went to PC and were selling, quote unquote, very well.
Because games selling well on PC isn't gonna make up for a $10 billion loss. There you go, I answered your question, you're welcome. And again, I love how now all of a sudden PC gamers are responsible for keeping PlayStation devs in business. If you were keeping that same energy, you would say, oh, well, maybe PlayStation gamers aren't supporting the devs enough or something like that. But nope, now it's the fault of PC gamers. And why? Because we have to blame literally everyone but the PlayStation community. And also, I feel like I need to clarify this. I am not blaming the PlayStation community for the devs losing their jobs. I'm just saying that JayTech would be doing that if he was keeping that same energy.
So you put the game on PC, it's supposed to make tons of money, but it didn't save anybody their job. So did it really make tons of money? It didn't make enough money to save you your job. I was told the developers from Insomniac and Naughty Dog, they wanted their games on PC. They told Sony that they wanted their games on PC. Both of those studios were also part of the layoffs. So they wanted their game on PC, but the games went to PC and they didn't make any money, and they had to lay off their employees. So did the games actually make money on PC? Was that smart of them?
This is like the definition of correlation versus causation. You're saying, oh, so these devs wanted their games on PC, the games went to PC, the devs lost their jobs, therefore it's the fault of the PC ports. That's not what happened at all. Because again, Insomniac and Naughty Dog did not do the ports. Nixxes did, or I guess Iron Galaxy did the Last of Us port, but whatever. Do you honestly think that Sony said, wow, our PC ports aren't doing well, so not only will we buy a studio to do more PC ports for us, but let's lay off a bunch of devs who made the original games and who have nothing to do with the PC ports? Do you really think that happened? No, obviously not, because something tells me that Sony recently losing $10 billion might have something to do more with layoffs than PC ports that are months or years old at this point. But who knows, maybe I'm just a PC port begging troll for saying that.
Was the goal to make money? Or was the goal to, you know, make people happy on the internet so they stop begging? I think it's the latter. I think they wanted to make people happy.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm not going to survive this recording session. Are you kidding me right now? You honestly think that a company put all that time and effort into making a PC port just to make people on the internet happy? No, you absolute moron. They did it to make money. Sure, maybe they saw people on the internet saying they would buy the game if it went to PC. And then they were like, okay, yeah, let's do that. But they didn't do it to make people happy. Dude, I swear to God, this is how delusional these ponies are. They unironically think that companies do this stuff to make people happy. No, dude, anything a business does has a money motivation. That is it. And if they happen to make people happy in the process, then that's just a nice little bonus. But at the end of the day, to these companies, money talks, happiness walks. Never has the bottomless pit meme fit so well.
They knew their game was going to get pirated. And yes, lack of money from games that could have made money due to piracy on PC is one of the factors of the layoffs. You need a lot of money to pay for these employees, right? If you don't have enough money coming in from the sector that you expected to get a lot of money from, it makes sense that you would have to lay off their employees. That's why I brought up Naughty Dog. That's why I brought up Insomniac Games. They did layoffs.
But Nix's did the PC ports, so wouldn't there be layoffs at Nix's if the PC ports didn't do well? Like, this makes no sense. And wow, really, you think they know their game is gonna get pirated when they put it on PC? No duh. There's always gonna be people out there on PC who pirate the game. They know this, and yet they still continue to do PC ports. I wonder why that is. Obviously, it's just to make people happy, right? No, it's because they're making their money back, obviously. Also, once again, I love how PC gamers are just responsible for everything. So again, according to Jay, the layoffs happened because of too many pirates on PC, and the games didn't make enough money. I love how we're not even considering the fact that maybe games like The Last of Us Part 1 and Spider-Man 2 didn't make enough money, and that could have possibly contributed to the layoffs. But no, it's obviously because of PC ports from several months or years ago not making enough money. For the love of God, just please.
Think, Mark.
Both of those studios put games on PC. Naughty Dog put, if you're counting Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy as separate games, they put 3 games over there, including The Last of Us Part 1. When it came to Insomniac, they put 3 games over there, which were Spider-Man 2018, Miles Morales, and Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart. 3 games. Both of those studios put 3 games over there. They both did layoffs.
You know, the more I watch this, the more I think about this. Want to know what this reminds me of? Have any of you heard the classic correlation versus causation example where it's ice cream sales versus homicide rates? And how just because the sales of ice cream increase does not automatically mean that people who eat ice cream are more likely to commit homicides. It's other factors like, you know, ice cream sales go up in the summer. It's really hot in the summer. People get more easily agitated when it's hot. Therefore, homicide rates go up more likely because of heat, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're automatically connected to ice cream sales. Like, this is that same type of logic. He's literally saying, oh, these studios put games on PC like a year or so ago, and now all these months or years later, suddenly these studios are seeing layoffs. Boom, they're suddenly connected. Pack it up, boys. We found out what the issue is. We have to stop all the PC ports. I've said it multiple times, but the reason for the layoffs is most likely the fact that PlayStation just lost $10 billion. But let's assume it wasn't that for a second. Let's look at Insomniac. I don't know about you, but it seems more likely to me that the layoffs would have happened because they just made Spider-Man 2 and that cost $300 million and they may not have been able to make that money back, than because a completely different studio ported games that are a few years old to PC. But I'm watching a JTech stream, so why should I expect any logical thinking?
I was told by multiple people claiming to be either PC or PlayStation that putting games on PC was a good investment. It was going to help us get new games. We were just here 2 weeks ago when layoffs started, and we heard 2 games got canceled, and another one got canceled by Naughty Dog last year. That game was going to be day and date with PC. That was called Last of Us Factions 2. They said they made the decision to cancel that game. It's funny because that's right after The Last of Us Part 1 went to PC and was completely shitted on by the entire PC community. I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
Dude, are you like actually kidding me right now? Like, you have to be trolling, Jay. You cannot possibly be this stupid. The Last of Us Factions was not canceled right after the PC port of The Last of Us Part 1. The Last of Us Part 1 PC came out in March. The Last of Us Factions was canceled in December. Those 2 events literally happened 9 months apart. That is not right after one another. Like, we are actually entering the territory of tinfoil hats here. So let me get this straight. Because a port of a PC game was dunked on by pretty much everyone universally because it was a horrible port made by Iron Galaxy, that is what caused a game to get canceled 9 months later, which was already on ice for a while and already had a very rocky development. Honestly, Wings of Redemption is my spirit animal right now.
PC fans are gonna support games like Helldivers. But the other 14 games that they've put on PC over the last 4 years, they don't want those games. That's why they're pirating them. Also, none of those games have piracy protection. So it's very easy for these guys to pirate them. My question here for Sony is, you don't want PC fans to claim that they're going to boycott your game because you're putting piracy protection on your games. But if you don't put piracy protection on your games, they're going to pirate the game. There's not a single piracy protection that PC fans like. And every time they see that a developer puts piracy protection on their games, they immediately form some sort of a boycott mission across the internet to talk bad about the game because it has piracy protection. All because they want to freely pirate their game.
This just shows how little Jay knows about PC gaming. That was a bit of a longer clip, so let's go ahead and break this down real quick. So, first of all, PC fans will support Helldivers, but nothing else. Am I hearing that right? So, the Helldivers sales numbers, those are all real. That's all well and good, but any single-player games that have sold millions of copies on PC, are you saying that's like fake or something? Like, dude, where were you when these leaks happened in December? We literally saw that a lot of PC ports of Sony games have sold millions of copies. Piracy is not factored into those charts. At this point, you just have to be like intentionally ignorant. There's no other way around it. I refuse to believe anybody could actually be this stupid. All right, now let's move on to the next part where he talks about piracy. Jay, earlier in this video, you were saying, oh, show me the proof that the games are doing really well on PC. Again, I ask you, show me the proof that so many people are pirating these games that it's not even worth it for Sony to put them on PC. Because again, if piracy was really such a big issue, Sony would be putting piracy protection on these games, or they would just stop porting games to PC altogether. Are there people who are going to pirate the games? Absolutely, but those people probably weren't going to buy the game anyway. The people who were going to buy the games, like myself, have bought them. And it's really funny to think about. These games being ported to PC have sold so well despite not having piracy protection. I mean, wouldn't that lead you to believe that most PC gamers don't actually pirate games? No, of course not, because in Jay's mind, PC gamers will always be pirates. And I love how Jay tries to spin this narrative. He's like, oh, PC gamers will form boycotts anytime there's piracy protection on a game. Even though the reason people get upset when there's that type of protection on a game is not because it prevents you from pirating it. It's because anytime a game has this like anti-piracy or anti-cheat stuff, whatever, like de novo, the game takes a major performance hit. This has been proven tons of times in the past. PC gamers aren't upset that they can't pirate the game. They're upset that the performance is getting significantly worse because companies don't want people to actually own their games. But please tell me how every PC gamer just wants to pirate Sony's games, and Sony is making no money off of these PC ports, yet they still continue to do it for some reason. But yeah, anyway guys, that's actually pretty much all I've got. I just went ahead and screened the rest of the video, and it's basically just Jay repeating himself a bunch. He just sticks to the whole, oh, PC gamers are pirates and Sony's not making money. And you might be asking what his source is, and I mean, well, Senator Armstrong can tell you that.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
So yeah, anyway, I gotta get out of here. I got a club soon, and then I gotta get back for the stream every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, by the way. You should come by. They're a lot of fun. But before I head out, I just want to say, hopefully you didn't get too much brain damage from that video. I did give you the warning, so if you did, I guess it's kind of your fault, but either way. With all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time.